Hey guys, Trevor Boone from Emerald City Guitars, and today I've got a no-brainer, really easy one for me. It's a 1967 Fender Vibrolux Reverb. It's an amp that I personally use and I consider kind of the perfect Fender amp if you're into that blackface era with reverb. They're incredible combos, two 10-inch speakers, 35 watts. They're amazing amplifiers that kind of nail every single point that I'd want on a vintage Fender. I always go into the vibrato channel 1, that way you can get, take advantage of the vibrato and the reverb. The 210, probably my favorite speaker configuration. Again, I try to get everything out of my Fender amp, so I'm playing a lot of different styles with a pick, without a pick, and they're so dynamic. This specific amp has some 90s Jensen Blue Label reissues that sound really good, totally do the trick. This amp has a replaced reverb tank, sounds really, really good. I didn't notice it when I was first playing it until we discovered it, but it sounds great. Fender amps are getting harder and harder to get in here, and that's kind of our bread and butter. That's what we love to specialize in, and I'm just kind of buying every single one I can get, and there's been a dry spell for a while, let's just say that. Everyone's kind of holding on to these, and cat's out of the bag, they're the coolest amps ever, so it's really hard for us to get these in. Bought a couple last week, and these are amps that we really don't have to do a video on. They sell themselves when they show up, but here's just our ECG friendly reminder that these are our favorite amps. So I suggest this amp to anyone who is doing studio stuff, they're playing live, maybe they're in a group with a couple different amps and they need something to break through, but don't want to quite step up to the twin level or even the pro level. That's when you get into the 212 speakers. Fantastic, you have a little bit more headroom, but these are just spicy little rigs. I absolutely love them, and they're aggressive. And because of the speaker size and the wattage, they really just kind of wrap around your guitar, and there's a really good bite to them. Sometimes when you're playing these higher watt amps with bigger speakers, PA systems are so good now, you really don't need that extra wattage, at least for what I'm doing. That's subjective, but I've just found that this gets to that live level, studio level, bedroom level, takes all the effects that you want really good. They sound really natural through it, and transitions from guitar to guitar really well. So I want to show you guys this because, yeah, it's got a couple of replaced speakers. The reverb tank is replaced. It kind of knocks it down from that super collector territory. Still totally is, and if you want to go find the original parts on your own time, do that. It's probably worth it. But this is just an obtainable amp for, I think, a really good price. So this is a 1967 Vibrolux, but if you peek in there, just dated some of the transformers, and there's parts from '66, so it's a little bit of that transition. It sounds exactly how you want a blackface Fender Vibrolux to sound, even though it's kind of on that later cusp. Totally believe in this amp, and it does the job. So we lined all these amps up with my Pin-Up Strat. That'll give you a fair comparison with all these amps to kind of show their individual characteristics. There wasn't a bad one in the bunch, otherwise it wouldn't be here. They're all fantastic. So let's get to the playing part. Thank you guys for letting me ramble on about a cool old Fender amp once again. This was a 1967 Fender Vibrolux Reverb amp. Hit us up, it's available now. Thanks for watching.